Egypt, 1922. For thousands of years, the Valley of the Kings guarded its greatest secret, the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, a lost king, almost forgotten by history. Until a team of determined archaeologists, led by Howard Carter, made the discovery of a lifetime. The antechamber burst with unimaginable treasures: golden statues, chariots, intricate jewelry, and at its heart, a sealed door. Behind it lay the mummy of the boy king himself. But ancient legends spoke of a terrible price for disturbing the sleep of pharaohs, a curse swift and merciless on anyone who dared to violate their sacred resting place. It was a superstition dismissed by the logical minds of the 20th century. Yet in the months and years that followed, a series of bizarre and tragic deaths began to plague those connected to the tomb, each one more chilling than the last. Was it mere coincidence? Or had Howard Carter and his team unleashed an ancient evil that would claim their lives one by one? Before we delve deeper into this unbelievable true story, a brief but important disclaimer. The true stories on this channel are based on real historical events, often dark and unsettling. This video contains descriptions of tragic events and macabre details. Viewer discretion is advised. If you love unbelievable true stories, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, turn on the bell, and leave a comment. Your support helps us bring these forgotten tales to life. November 26, 1922, a date etched in history. Howard Carter, with Lord Carnarvon by his side, made the first breach into the tomb. "Can you see anything?" Carnarvon asked, his voice trembling with anticipation. Carter's iconic reply, "Yes, wonderful things." The world watched, captivated, as treasures unimaginable began to emerge. But amid the golden splendor, a warning was said to have been found. Some whispered of an inscription: "Death will come on swift wings to him who disturbs the peace of the king." Lord Carnarvon, the expedition's wealthy financier, was fascinated by the mystique. He had been present at the moment of discovery, his excitement palpable. But fate, or something far older, had a cruel twist in store for him. Just 5 months after the tomb's opening, Carnarvon was bitten by a mosquito, seemingly trivial incident. But it became infected, leading to blood poisoning. On April 5th, 1923, he died in Cairo. It was the first and most public death linked to the pharaoh's curse. Carnarvon's death sent shockwaves, fueling headlines and public imagination. But it was just the beginning. The next victim was George J. Gould, a wealthy American financier and friend of Carnarvon. He visited the tomb shortly after its opening, and within months, died of pneumonia after a fever in the French Riviera. Then came Prince Ali Kamel Fahmy Bey, an Egyptian royal. He was murdered by his wife in London. A tragic family affair? Or another tendril of the curse? The public was quick to connect any death, no matter how distant, to the pharaoh's wrath. Archibald Douglas Reed, the radiologist who x-rayed Tutankhamun's mummy before it was unwrapped, died shortly after from an unspecified illness. Evelyn White, a close friend of Carter who had been present at the opening, took his own life, leaving a note: "I have succumbed to a curse. The deaths piled up." A sea mace, another member of Carter's team, died of poisoning. Richard Bethel, Carnarvon's secretary, died mysteriously in bed. His father, Lord Westbury, reportedly committed suicide by jumping from a 7th-floor window, reportedly shouting, I can't stand the horrors any longer." Even a canary, Carter's pet, was said to have been eaten by a cobra on the very day the tomb was opened. The cobra is the symbol of Egyptian royalty. Coincidence? Or a warning from the pharaoh himself? For decades, the deaths continued to fuel public fascination and academic debate. Was it truly an ancient curse, reaching across millennia to claim its victims? Or was there a more logical, albeit equally chilling, explanation for the tragic fate of those who disturbed Tutankhamun's rest? Skeptics and scientists quickly sought rational answers. The most prominent theory revolved around toxic molds and bacteria. Tombs sealed for thousands of years are perfect breeding grounds for dangerous microorganisms. Perhaps the air inside Tutankhamun's burial chamber was filled with spores, dormant for millennia, only to be awakened and inhaled by the unsuspecting excavators. Lord Carnarvon, already weakened by chronic illness and a recent car accident, would have been particularly vulnerable. A mosquito bite could easily have become fatal in a body compromised by ancient pathogens. Other team members exposed to the same environment could have succumbed to various diseases exacerbated by their underlying health conditions. Another theory pointed to radiation. Some types of ancient rock formations and mineral deposits can emit low levels of radiation. While unlikely to cause immediate dramatic deaths, prolonged exposure in a sealed environment could have contributed to long-term health decline. The idea of poisonous gases trapped for millennia was also considered. Carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, or even residual pesticides used in ancient mummification processes could have been present in dangerous concentrations, especially in a poorly ventilated tomb. However, these scientific explanations, while plausible for some deaths, struggle to account for the sheer variety of maladies and the timing of the incidents. How could a mosquito bite lead to death, just as a curse inscription warned? Why did some die quickly, while others lingered for years? And what of the suicides, claiming they couldn't stand the horrors? And what of Howard Carter himself, the man who first gazed upon the king's treasures? He lived for another 16 years after the tomb's opening, dying in 1939 at the age of 64 from Hodgkin's lymphoma, a natural death after a long career. Did he somehow escape the curse, or was he merely too strong-willed for it to claim him? Or perhaps the curse simply didn't exist for him. The mystery of Tutankhamun's curse continues to captivate. It's a story that blends history, archaeology, tragedy, and the allure of the supernatural. It taps into our deepest fears about disturbing the dead and disrespecting ancient powers. Was it a series of unfortunate coincidences, exacerbated by the harsh conditions of early 20th century Egypt, tropical diseases, and the psychological stress of a monumental discovery? Or was there truly an ancient, unseen force protecting the Boy King, claiming its pound of flesh from those who dared to intrude? The truth perhaps lies somewhere in between. A compelling human drama, underscored by genuine scientific risks. Interpreted through the lens of ancient beliefs and the human need for extraordinary explanations. Whatever you believe, the story of Tutankhamun's curse remains one of history's most enduring and fascinating puzzles. A chilling reminder that some secrets are perhaps best left undisturbed. If you love unbelievable true stories, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, turn on the bell, and leave a comment. Your support helps us bring these forgotten tales to life.